All right, you got that quiet space? Okay, great. Let's talk about what to do with it. Peace and blessings. I am Coach Jay. I am the Reset Coach, and you are tuned into the Reset channel. This is the channel for those of us who did everything right and life still went wrong. So if you are questioning everything that you've been taught, everything that you have been told would make life easier because it just hasn't worked out that way for you, and you're now wondering if this last setback needs to just be the last setback, you are in the right place. I have overcome the worst part of my reset season. I do know that there is a light on the other side, and I know that we deserve it. So this channel has been created to help you walk step by step through your individual journey, because as I've stated before, the purpose of the reset is actually a gift. It's designed to help those of us who were not necessarily given wrong information, but those of us who were given information by well-meaning family or friends that was supposed to work for other people and maybe has worked for other people, but because we have been created to walk a different path, this stuff just didn't work for us. And so we've wondered all these years if we're failures, if there's something wrong with us, if we're unlovable, if we're unteachable, if we're never meant to have an easy life. This channel is designed for those of us who have just started to wonder what's wrong with me and should I even bother trying to fix it. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing that you need to fix is your mindset, and we will reprogram together, because it's time for us to live the lives we were created to live, not the lives we were raised to live. Now, in the last video, I talked about the fact that you needed to find a quiet place. This place is designed for you to check in with yourself each day, and this is where you're going to begin the process of learning about you through your eyes. No one else's, no other expectations, no other rules or mindsets or anything like that. This is simply going to be the time that you take to start checking in with you. Now, the last video talks about all the parameters related to that quiet space, but today I want to talk about what you want to put in it. Okay? Now, in your quiet space, regardless of where it is, if you end up saying that your quiet space was your car, if you end up saying your quiet space is your closet like it is for me, your bedroom, a living room, a back patio, whatever it is, you want to have a few key things in that space. The number one thing is going to be candles. Now, whether you want to get live candles or scented candles or maybe the electric LED candles, maybe you're not necessarily going to be in a place where flammable makes sense. You want to have that bright light. Now, I strongly suggest that you keep it simple. If you decide to get scented, I would just stick with vanilla. If you, regardless of the candles that you do decide to get, just let them be white. You want to allow as much peaceful energy in that space during the time that you're in it as possible. And so white will tend to keep things calm. Vanilla is a nice scent without it being overpowering or possibly causing a headache or something like that. So I do suggest candles. Now, the type is going to depend on you. You can get tea light candles if you like. If you're someone that you know is going to burn candles a lot, you can get the pillar candles. The taper candles might be a bit much. Depending on where your quiet space is going to be, I would probably stick with the smaller ones. But if all you have are the taper candles and you have candle holders, go for it. Don't make this a complicated process. Just have candles. Now, the next thing that you want to have, this is optional, but you want to possibly have some incense. Now, if you want to use sage, that's fine. I find that sage it's a little strong for some people, and specifically those who end up having quiet spaces inside a closet or a room or somewhere where there's not a window. That can tend to cause a little bit of a problem. So if that sounds like you, I would stick with something like Palo Santo or maybe just some very sweet smelling incense. It doesn't have to have any spiritual significance, just something that smells good and gives an air of calm for you. Frankincense, sandalwood, myrrh, amber, strawberry, whatever works for you. Grape, whatever works for you. Just a scent that you know allows you to feel calm. Now, the next thing that you want to have is a comfortable place to sit. Now, if you happen to be in your car, that's probably already taken care of. And don't think that if you're in your car that you have to sit in the driver's seat. It's usually more comfortable to do this in the back seat. So you're pretty much set. Your patio, if you have patio furniture, you're probably already set. Your bedroom, whatever. Now, if you happen to be in your closet like I am, you may want to consider getting a cushion. Now you can sit right on the floor. I tend to sit on the floor a lot. I'm very comfortable on the floor, but depending on how long it takes for you to go through each day, if you've decided 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or maybe you work yourself up to an hour or more like I have, there's a chance that you could feel a little uncomfortable sitting completely on the carpet. And specifically, if you just have hardwood floors or some type of laminate, you will definitely want to get some type of chair. So the chair could be as simple as you bringing a chair in from your living room that'll fit into the closet and you sit there. You could also get a meditation pillow. That's what I have. They have tons of different ones available on Amazon, various price points. So I'm sure that there'll be something that'll be available in your budget. And if you aren't at the place where you can buy an actual meditation pillow, y'all, a regular pillow will be just fine. Just take some cushions and sit on them. In whatever case, the idea is to make sure that for the time that you are in this quiet space, you are comfortable so that you don't have the distraction of pain, your legs falling asleep, your toes falling asleep. You want to make it as comfortable as possible so that you can go through this process. All right, so we have candles, we have a place to sit, we have incense, which of course is optional. Now you also may want to consider music. Now, what I would do if you decide to use music, I would actually bring in a speaker. I wouldn't worry with headphones. Headphones will cause you to focus more on the music itself or anything like that. It'll cause you to focus more on the music than tuning in with you and getting used to you communicating with yourself and with spirit. So if you do decide to bring music, my suggestion is to get a speaker and to not listen to music that has words to it. Don't play your favorite album. If you know me, you know my favorite artist is Eric Roberson. I do not listen to Eric Roberson while I'm doing this. And I don't listen to Eric Roberson while I'm having this quiet time with myself, because all I'll do is listen to him. So instead, I listen to chill hop, I listen to lo-fi, and there are various different channels on YouTube that have that information. Just do a YouTube search for chill hop or lo-fi, and you'll find it for every occasion, just about every tempo. And again, because you're just bringing a speaker, you won't have to worry about the beautiful animations that they have sometimes that go along with this. Now, if you don't have YouTube or YouTube Music, that's fine. Chill hop and lo-fi is on everything. Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to music, you will be able to find some lo-fi and some chill hop. Be sure to look for playlists, however. You don't want to run into the process of finally getting into a groove of talking to yourself and listening to yourself just to have to grab your phone and find a new song. Make sure it's always a playlist, at least an hour long. Even if you are just going to be in for 20 or 30 minutes, you want to make sure the playlist is longer than you plan to be in there, so you never have to worry about the music going away. All right. Now, in terms of clothes, we already know be comfortable, be as comfortable as you need to be. If you decide to do this first thing in the morning, just keep your pajamas on. If you decide to do this last thing at night, go ahead and have your pajamas on before you go to bed. If it happens to be the middle of the day, that's cool too. Just make sure if you're comfortable in jeans, then cool, be comfortable in jeans. But if you know that sitting in jeans, especially if you're in the floor for a half hour, if you know that that's going to be a little uncomfortable, go ahead and have a pair of pants sitting right there at your quiet space ready for you to put on, or a skirt or some shorts or whatever. All right. Now, these are the main things that I would add. Now, remember, we're not setting up a whole spiritual space. We're not setting up a place for meditation and things like that. So we want to keep it simple, especially because the whole focus is for us to tune in with us. So you just want to have things available. Ideally, if you're in a space where you can just leave everything out so that you don't have to keep setting it back up, that would be great too. If you are in a situation where you are going to have to set the things up each day, the one thing that I suggest is that you get a small bag. It can be as simple as a shopping bag from Walmart or Target, one of the bags that you bring home. It could be a cute little box that you decide to pick up that has your candles and your incense and, is sitting right beside your speaker. It could be that simple. Either way, you want to make sure that you make it easy for you so that you can immediately set up if possible and stay focused on the purpose of the time, which is for you to check in with yourself. Now, one final note, if you don't have a speaker and you decide you want to play music through your phone, please put your phone in Do Not Disturb. Make sure your phone is on Do Not Disturb. One of the hardest things the hardest issues that we have just as a society right now is stepping away from our phones. Do Not Disturb helps a lot. I think a lot of you may have already started using it and you know that to be true. But not putting your phone in Do Not Disturb is asking to be distracted. Let your kids know, hey, I'm having my quiet time, so make sure you don't reach out to me unless it's an absolute emergency, and go over what emergency is and what it means and what would constitute an emergency. Other people, I promise you, they can wait 30 minutes to an hour to hear back from you. But make sure your phone is on Do Not Disturb so that you don't get notifications about social media, text messages, phone calls, nothing. Make sure it is a complete and total Do Not Disturb. That way you can listen to your music and stay in the right mindset for that time frame that you've set aside for yourself. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. As we get into other videos, we will start to break down some of the things that you can do while you're having this quiet time and some of the things that will be birthed out of you having that quiet time that you may start doing throughout the day. But for now, I just want you to focus on, I have my quiet space, and now what things do I want to put in it so that it makes the time that I'm in there as valuable and as special for me as possible. All right, so same thing as before. When you get a chance, go into the comments and let us know some of the things that you have added to your quiet space. And if you've added some other things that you think will be helpful for others, please make sure to add that, because we are building a community here. Oftentimes, most of us are going through these situations and we've isolated because literally no one else in our lives seemed to get what we were dealing with. That's why it's so important to build communities of others who do. You don't have to be related by blood. You don't even have to know each other face to face. But if you do understand the spiritual implications of what you're dealing with, one of the easiest things to immediately not feel so alone is to be connected with others who are going through their own version as well. And that's what the purpose of this community is. So make sure that you include us in sharing. Here are some of the things that I added to my quiet space in addition to what Coach Jay said. See if some of this stuff will help you. Give us different ideas of incense scents, different smells, different fragrances. Give us different ideas so that we can start to build things that help us. All right. Until the next video, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you share the video and the channel to others that you know are going through their reset seasons, even if they don't know it yet themselves. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I have a very, very special program that I want to offer once we hit that milestone. So I'm really looking forward to us hitting it as quickly as possible. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, peace.